Well, country music may have started in the South, but it is spreading across the country. According to a poll by YouGov, in 2023, about 45% of the U.S. listen to country music at least once a month. That is more than hip-hop and R&B. Look, even our guest is like, oh, no kidding. Yeah. But wait, there's more.
But yeah, that's because it's one of a kind. The kind of music that is country music, it's a party. It's the kind of music that will make you wish that you have whatever she's got. I did a bad job with that pun.
She got the blue jeans painted on tight that everybody wants on a Saturday night. She got the mood ring. She never sang the sun 1 minute, then she pouring down rain. And she do whatever she wants. So when she moves, every jump on a drop, and I do what I don't wanna stop. I want whatever she's got.
Yup.
I mean,
how do you not love that? That right there is Grammy and ACM Award nominee and country music star David Nail. You may know him from any of his hits, including Whatever She's Got, Let It Rain, or Kiss You Tonight. There he is.
All of those
Here
things.
we are.
He is also ready to release new music. He has a show right here in the Big Apple. Without any further ado, David Nail, hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
You went through the rain. We picked the worst day ever.
I did walk through the rain. One of the first times I ever came to New York City to play, we played the Beacon Theater with Lady Antebellum.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And it was like, you know, my first New York City experience, so I had to go get like a nice shirt. And I went to Bloomingdale's and I walked out and it was just monsooning.
No.
And it was just this like humbling moment of like, okay, you're not quite to the big leagues yet. So I was
New York will do that
soaked
to you.
were
immediately.
New York humbles a person.
It sure does. Every day.
Humbles me every day.
New music coming out. It's called If I Could Call. The inspiration for the song we hear is very special.
Yes, I'm not going to have an Oprah moment, but my grandfather was very close to me. I grew up across the street from him, and he passed away a few years ago. And I was fortunate enough, right before he passed away, to have a son. It was very important for me to have a son. Actually, at the end, you know, when my wife was pregnant with twins, I said, even if it's 2 girls, we're going to name one of them Lawson. And so, but I was lucky enough to have a boy and be able to name him after him. And then this past, I guess, December, I sat down in my office at home and I just started playing the guitar, and this song sort of just fell out. And, you know, it's kind of odd for a song like that to come so far after the event happened, but it was just sort of, you know, if I could have one last conversation, if I could just call you up tonight, you know, I probably would beat around the bush a little bit and kind of act like maybe I wasn't quite that upset or sad that you were gone, but I wish that I could have that call.
Wow. We were talking about this earlier in the meeting. I am coming into my appreciation of country music.
Finally.
Finally, I know. But something I have always marveled at, there are no better music lyrics, and this is a hot take.
Correct.
And half of the Bronx is going to come for my throat,
Let
but
them
I'm going to
come.
say it anyway. The lyrics in country music are unlike any other lyrics of any other genre, because it can be so heartfelt, like your homage to your grandpa, or it could be like, if the phone doesn't ring, it's me. You know, like it's very, you know, it's very polarizing. Did you always have that sensibility when you were writing songs? I mean, if a song falls out of you, you got a lot in you.
Well, I'm a really bad actor, so I've never been the type of person that could just kind of make something up out of thin air and sort of pose it to be true. And I've always felt like my fans could see right through that if I would ever attempt that. So I've just always been sort of an open book. You know, what you see is what you get, and I'm very detailed. I've called specific people out in songs. I've called places out. I want to put you there. I want to bring you to that moment, and hopefully you feel it as much as I did when the idea originated.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's, for me personally, I think that is a big draw to country music. Whether you're there because you love country music, or you're like you, where you have an appreciation for the lyric. It's something that everybody goes through, but you're putting it to music in a beautiful way. I mean, the great Carrie Underwood once dug her keys into the side of someone's car, which is a felony.
Became an anthem.
But it's a
for so many
beautiful
women. That's
ballad
right.
now.
That's
I
right.
mean, so what do you think is the sticking power of country music, and how has it been able to travel up to a place like New York City and have such a grip on us?
You know, it's funny because I can remember when I first was told that I was coming up here to play, and I was like, who in the world is going to want to listen to these little redneck stories
Wow.
about my small town childhood and all of my broken relationships? But I think it's the stories, you know. I think it's just like you said, the honesty of the lyrics, and you know, I think people hear the songs, they can identify with them. And, you know, hopefully, as in my case, as a singer, hopefully I can kind of take you to that, make you feel that emotion. And that's certainly what we try to do every night on stage.
Yeah. Our director, Dave, said New York City is big, but it's comprised of a bunch of little, small towns, which it
Oh,
really
wow,
is.
never heard that.
Yeah.
He's very
Our
wise,
director,
this one.
Dave. Thank you, Director Dave. Can we talk about your
Great name.
collaborations?
Oh,
Dave.
please.
Miranda Lambert, Brothers Osborne, Little Big Town. You know, just small people in the business.
I've been very, very blessed. That was something that, you know, I think there's a whole host of people that make their living doing background vocals and different things like that. And I just always was a fan of so many artists, and it was like, if I could have them, if they would ever agree to do it, then why not have as many people be a part of it as possible? And I've been, other people, Leanne Womack is one that I've had a few times, Vince Gill, who's a huge hero of mine. So I've been very, very blessed in that regard, for sure.
Any dream collaborations?
You know, this is a terrible idea, probably, but
I love it already.
I feel like I know where this is going, and I love it.
I've covered a couple of Adele songs before.
Oh, that took a left. I love
And-
this.
And in my opinion, I think she's the greatest female vocalist of all time. So why not challenge yourself by singing with her? I don't think that's a
Adele?
very hot take. But
No,
It's not a hot take.
I-
I see this happening.
I hear
Doesn't
it.
she have
I feel
a
it.
residency in Vegas right
In
now?
Vegas.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's get her people on the horn. Do we have that power? You're playing City Winery tonight.
Yes.
Not the first time playing New York City.
No.
Anything specific besides getting poured on after
I
buying a
know
new
at
shirt
Bloomingdale's, yeah.
that sticks out about New York for you? What do you like
Do you
about
have
it?
a proper shirt to wear at City?
I do. I think so. It may get rained on because we
Poetic.
don't have an umbrella. But, you know, I think it's just the energy. There's just obviously something, you know, it's not a secret. There's something about this place. I used to say, you know, years ago that I needed to just come to New York for a couple of days just for my own personal well-being, just to kind of feel the excitement, feel the energy. There's just something about walking around. You always sort of feel like it's inspiring something, and you know, it may happen immediately, or it may be something down the road where you draw from that experience.
I would agree with
Concrete
you.
jungle where dreams are made of.
That's right. I would agree with you.
I like that take.
This was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
I hope
so much for
I
being here.
hope this Adele collaboration happens. And
Me
even
too.
if it doesn't, you're still a superstar. So
And
thank you.
Please come back anytime.